Hi from my platform, Linda's TV show. If it is your first time, you are welcome. Please, after watching this video, if you like what I'm doing, please subscribe, put on your notification bell to all notification. It is very, very important because it will enable you to know when I upload a new video. Here we upload videos on daily basis as it is happening. We are bringing it live and direct, undirected to you. After watching, you are free to criticize, you are free to say your opinion, but let us say it constructively. Myself, Linda, will be standing here watching this video together with you from the beginning to the end. Then we'll go to the comment section. I appreciate you all, my lovely subscribers, followers, those who comment and share this video as we watch the video right now.
Victory that you see that IPOB end in the zoo own court is in line with the engagement of IPOB worldwide, the peaceful engagement of IPOB worldwide. And that is why I have everly said there is nothing IPOB do or about to do that we don't seek a wide advice from the professionals of that field. In IPOB, we have men of honor and women of honor, well-learned people who knows the rules of engagement, both in terms of security issue, both in terms of legal issue, both in terms of necessary move, in terms of protest as well, or in terms of order, giving order. We always seek wide advice from the professionals in terms of all this. Some people are like, what is going on? How can a court give order which is very, very suitable to the situation of Nnamdi Kanu, and the Funanis ventured into it trying to tweak the constitution? But the most important thing is that the constitution has dispensed justice accurately and correctly. So any other issue that are coming behind the back door is not necessary. So this is why I made a post I made concerning Biafrans around the world to be calm. The leadership of IPOB and the legal team of IPOB and the other professionals in IPOB knows what to do at the right time. First thing I want to ask everybody, we should always learn from the past. We should always learn from the past. Why am I repeating what I'm saying or what I posted earlier today? Is because it takes a wise man to study the situation at the past in order way to face the coming situation or the current situation at hand. We remember vividly in 2015 when Onyendu was arrested in Nigeria territory. So many people in IPOB fade away due to emotion. You see, if you want to be a successful freedom fighter that will engage in freedom process of nations or people and you succeed, there's one thing you must take away from yourself. That thing is, take away emotion. You must be man enough, you must be woman enough to understand what is called freedom. You see, this thing of something that you don't understand, or may I say how we are brought up. No man survive in this manner. No woman survive in this manner. You can't be, listen, freedom is the most expensive engagement in the world. Freedom is the most expensive thing in this world. Because one, our colonial masters are surviving through us. You can only be free easily when you have no resources. You see, Biafran freedom must be it must be anchored in a hardcore, or may I call it a hardened-hearted Biafrans to succeed. Because look at what is happening today in our land. Look at the mega international oil companies engaged in different locations of illegal oil bunkering. Have you imagined that? A company like Shell, RGP, many others engage in what I call damaging the environment of Biafra land. So imagine this company with multi-billion dollars project. How do you think? Most of them, I want to open the eyes of Africans. Most of terrorism you see today that the Fulanese engage, Fulanese does not engage in this terrorism alone. There are American companies are sponsoring some terrorist network. British companies are funding some terrorist network. Do you know why they are doing this? To create insecurity within us. To create this broad, or what I call wide insecurity. Because these are the things they will do. While we keep on fighting insecurity, they are busy, sucking our oil illegally and exporting them to their place in order way to survive. Look at what is happening today in Europe. With their ugly weather, they are finding it difficult because of just a little fight of Russia and the Ukraine. Because what they planned originally towards Russia failed them. They fell completely because of Russia was ready. Russia have already got themselves very ready in terms of technology, in terms of weapon of mass destruction. So I want to tell somebody, there is nothing called war power anywhere. War power is amount of technological weapon of mass destruction you have acquired. That is the meaning of war power. Because you saying what power? A man like you can never control you. There is something a man like you will use to control you. That thing is what? In force. That is force. And they cannot use ordinary bare hand to enforce anything. You use weapon to enforce and make a man to bow to something that he is not ready to bow for. For example, if you see you can see maybe you are age of 50 or age of 60. A young boy who is in position of gun can bail up you and ask you to kneel down, and you kneel down. And ask you to roll on the floor, you roll on the floor. Because there is something in that little boy's hand that you don't have, that you are obeying. That you are not obeying that little boy. You are obeying what is in his position. That is what you are obeying at that moment. So, if you watch the pattern of Fulanese, what the Britain taught them against us, or how to handle us, and this is what they have been applying all this while to other tribes like Middle Belt, Yoruba, Biafrans. They have applying this method against us, and it had been successful before the emergence of IPOB. IPOB are the people who stopped them. That is why they apply that method when people went to protest peacefully in Mpo. When people went to protest peacefully in Aba, when people went to protest peacefully in Port Harcourt. The records are there. People went and protest peacefully in Enugu State. They were murdered. The same thing in Aba, they were murdered. The same thing in Imo State, they were murdered. The same thing in Port Harcourt, they were murdered. Because these are the methods that British taught them. You must apply force. Even in area that force is not needed, you have to apply force to make them to know, to control them, to colonize them. Many people does not understand what the Fulanis are playing in Nigeria. What they are playing, Fulanis are recolonizing Nigeria. They are recolonizing everybody after British have colonized us, and put us under their table and put their leg on top of our head. Fulanis now coming to tighten that colony. Fulanis are trying to recolonize everybody, and that is what is in their agenda. That's why I laugh at people who are agitating for campaigning for election, making noise here and there. There will be no election come 2023. IPOB is not going to interfere. Nobody will do, but you yourself will see it. They will announce it. They will carry a mission that all of you will confirm. They will say, Lion Man, you have always right. You are always accurate. You watch it and see. They know what they are doing. Before you know what happened, either it happened next month we are entering, announcement of cancellation of election. Either it happened next month we are going to enter, these few days that remain to enter November. Either it happened in November or it happened in January. It won't happen in December. December is out. Either you receive announcement of cancellation of election till further notice, and not that they cancel, they will give you any meaningful, they will give you any good explanation. They will just tell you that one insecurity to another, we hereby cancel the election till further notice. That's what all Nigerians will hear. And let me tell you something, you won't do anything, because before they do that, they have already know how to fund their game. Because Yoruba elders and the Biafran elders are becoming a useful tools in the hands of the Fulanis. What they will do, they know what to do. They will first of all carry a bag of money. Watch out what will happen. First week of next month, or within the second week of next month, they are going to carry money, the kind of money that Fulani Kabas are going to share to our Igwes, our Obas, will cause confusion in Nigeria. Mark my word. The kind of money they are going to dish out and distribute to Oba, this time around, they are not going to be giving this money to the governor of the state. They are not going to be giving this money to your local government chairman. There will be an agent, a Fulani agent, that will come out from Yoruba land. There will be a Fulani agent that will come out from Biafra land. This time around, the money is going to go directly to the hands of our Igwes and our Obas. The money is going to go directly to them. Are you getting what I'm saying now? So, by the time this money goes directly to them, imagine the kind of confusion that these people are going to cause the youth. Because Fulani have already know what is called that they don't need to fight. Because if Fulanis come to fight, they will be defeated. So what they are going to do, they are going to use money endorsement to do what? To cause confusion within the people. Within the people. While you are busy fighting yourself, they will now roll in those terrorists they have imported. They will now roll them into army and the police. And they will come to you in terms of they want to bring peace within you, within the internal, maybe Yorubas will be fighting themselves. Some Obas will be fighting themselves. Some politicians in Yoruba land will be fighting themselves. The same thing is applicable to the Biafrans and their politicians and their traditional rulers. This is the game on board now. Then when this thing continue, the next thing you will hear is, we hereby cancel election until further notice. Then Malami, Gabashew, Erofai, Abusalam Abubakar, Atiku, they will continue to manage you how they have been managing you, because these are the new face of Kabas now. These are the new face of Kabas now, managing Nigerians. It's going to be brutal. The information is in my list, so it's going to be brutal. I know this. This is why I call on the youth to remove emotion and put emotion aside. Nothing will happen to Nnamdi Kanu, so nobody should panic about Nnamdi Kanu. Nothing will happen to him. Nnamdi Kanu will come out safe, untouched. Nothing will happen to him. Nothing will happen to him. But what they want to do is they want you to be consumed by emotion. Then you cause yourself a very serious harm. That is what they want. This is the game they are playing with our politicians right now. They are going to do. Nnamdi Kanu is going to be released because people who are fighting them, we are fighting them internationally, then we are coming down locally. If we are fighting them locally while ascending internationally, that is where it will be difficult. But we are already at the top of the game. IPOB is already at the top of the game. Now, what IPOB is trying to do is try to, they are low. They are in low stage of mentality. So IPOB is now coming down from the top of the game of this freedom. Now coming and descending in other way to call the attention of these men and women, because they are nobody. They are nobody. So IPOB is coming down to come lower to them and just to call the attention. But when they refuse the attention, then they will have themselves to be blamed. They won't blame anybody anymore. They won't blame anybody anymore. It's more clearer now to everybody. It's more clearer now to sincere or those people that still have a living conscience. Those people that their conscience is still alive in Nigeria. It's more clearer now to them. There's a pastor who make a statement recently. I think in less than 1 week right now. What is this man called? Femi Manuel. Femi Manuel is the GO of Living Something Chapel International. He started his church in Ibadan, Sango Road, Ele Road, Sango. That is where he started his ministry. Femi Manuel was the former deputy speaker of Oyo State, 1999. Now, in 1999, he was the deputy speaker of Oyo State. So to tell you, I have the record of this man. Before the administration was impeached, then he resigned from politics and joined pastoral work. There is something he said. He said Nigeria is a lie. It's still on social media. He said Nigeria is. I know Femi Manuel. Not that I've been hearing that. I know him very well. This is the man that I used to go to his office when I was in Ibadan. So I know him very well. So when I see him now, most of them, when they start, they will not take their another branch to Lagos where population can patronize them. When I see him saying, sounding more bold and more righteous in terms of that particular truth, I'm not surprised, because I know him very well. I know him very well. These are the men that, because of these are the men who believe in truth, but sometimes out of fear, or there's something they call in the gathering of 200 corrupt men, you can never be a righteous man in the midst of them. That is the men who believe in that. But I myself, I don't believe in that philosophy. I don't believe that. I believe in the gathering of 200 corrupt men. If I, my lion man, will be in their midst, if I cannot echo my voice and my voice change, I separate myself from them. I said that is how I do. I separate myself. I respect myself. I pull myself out from them. Instead of joining them like others used to do now, I won't do that. I will pull out and I will leave. I will forget about them. So what I'm saying is this: Biafrans should be more technical in this journey we are today. Remember what Malami told Abu Salam Abubakar in his residence. Remember what he said in his residence. He said that he thanked his Allah. He said he thanked his Allah. That's what he told Abu Salam Abubakar. That he thanked his Allah. That if there is nothing that Fulani gain before Nigeria will be dismantled, he said Fulani have gained Nnamdi Kanu's head. And I laughed over it. You know why I will never review this word that was uttered by Malami, all this why? Because of I always give out word at the moment that word is needed. We know many of IPOB leadership or many well-rooted IPOB members around the world, we know that disobedience of ruling, according to the case of Nnamdi Kanu, we know that disobedience of that ruling will take place. I know it will take place, because you are dealing with people who have they are already losers. You know, there's one spirit that losers always do, and we must be careful. Losers always look for where to hang his hand or her hand to destroy everything. That's why we must be very careful. See, the game IPOB is about to play right now is the game that at least now that international world have seen that, yes, is that why these people are agitating for a separate state? So this country have been functioning in this manner, where they don't even obey their own court order. So illegality have been the prime of this particular nation. So nobody will blame IPOB anymore. Everybody now, there will be a time that everybody, both Dick and Tom, they will always come to they say, where is those IPOB? We are sorry. Like Ohanes and Dibu have vomited. I vomited yesterday. That they are sorry. This is what I've been asking our fellow Igbos. This is the word our late father Ojukwu were, always repeating this word to the hearings of Igbos. But some of us that time, who were blindly doing one Nigeria, because nobody was one Nigeria than me. Whenever this man who always, or this man who have already, see our tomorrow, whenever this man will utter this word, we become angry. Whenever he uttered this word, we become angry. But these are the men who God have shown the future of the nation. They have shown where this nation is going to. Ojukwu is not our late father Ojukwu was not just ordinary military man. I call that man a prophet. You know, one thing that people think about being a prophet is when you form a gathering, begin to prophesy for people, people begin to pay you seed. No, there are many prophets who have come in disguise. Some are in military uniform, some are in police uniform, some are in musical industry, some are in a business level. I'm telling you. But whenever they speak something, that thing will come to pass, because that anointing is in them. And these are the prophets I respect. Not all those ones who are using their own for feeding. No. I respect those ones who know what God has put in them, and they are privately using it at the needful time. Ojukwu, you see, our late father Ojukwu is a pure prophet. It's like somebody, a man like late fella Kuti. He's a pure prophet. But when he was prophesying in another dimension, most of us are looking at them and say, don't take them serious, because they have never come and wear suit or wear white gown, carry bell, carry all manner of things, begin to, they do a man's. No. There are many prophets in this world. We know them when their word is being confirmed. They may come in a dimension that you did not expect, that you were not expecting, or you are not, regarded. No. But the most important thing, whatever they say come true. I know, not that there is no time I know that the Fulanis will not misbehave. And their misbehavior towards this ruling is advantage to Biafrans and advantage to those who are willing to get themselves free. Because this freedom movement, nobody is drawing anybody. Nobody is begging anybody. If you refuse to join the league today, what will make you to come and become more hardcore is your front waiting for you. This is how IPOB grew. When Nnamdi Kanu began his gospel truth on radio, how many people were listening to him? How many people? That's what you ask yourself. How many were listening? Wasn't not few were paying attention to his preaching. As long as continue to preach, everything he preached will happen to one person. That person will now say, there is one man who always said this in the radio, so it's true. Before you know what happened, he become a supporter of Nnamdi Kanu. This is how IPOB grow. This is how IPOB grow all over the world. There are some who are here in abroad. They package their goods, sending goods to Nigeria for business, getting to the Nigeria Port Authority. They frustrate them with bill. They frustrate them with bill, excess tax. Before you know what happened, their money disappear. The money they are using for turnover disappear. Nigeria Fulani custom frustrate them, because this is what the Fulani are there. This is the mission of the Fulanis in Nigeria, to frustrate the indigenous people of Nigeria. This is what the British told them. And the British told them that focus on Igbos. You see these people that come from Eastern region, focus on them, make sure that they did not get justice in that our company called Nigeria. These are the script handed over to them by the Britain. And today, the same Britain now want to make a U-turn. That is why you see them calling Obi here and here, because they have already seen, British, they are very wicked. By the time they have already lost their evil game, what they will always do is always a way to twist their game, to switch to the moving trend. That is why you see them now want to use Obi to rescue them from the already lost battle. Because British have already lost battle with Fulani. They have already lost it.
Thank you so much for sticking to this video to the end. Like I said before, now it's time for us to go to the comment section to air our mind and our opinion. Say what you think about this video and this platform. Do it constructively. Share this video, like, subscribe, and also continue to watch Linda's TV show, because this is the home of news. Until I see you again in my next video, remain blessed. For now, I would say bye-bye.